G'day guys. So today on the Shed Sesh, we're continuing on the 1 tonner. So today, pulling the front off, we're doing the, with any luck I'll get the engine out as well, but the front end will be coming out. Okay, so today we'll be taking the front off, hopefully stripping it right down. I'd like to get the front suspension out as well before the engine comes out. Makes it a little bit easier, bit of a trick there. But then, yeah, it'll be great. There'll be no excuses once that's done. And we get to listen to the next door neighbour that's got a drum kit before Christmas. Okay, so we've just taken the thermos out. Those thermos were, I think they were VE thermos. I just sort of, I made up some plates years ago. Now remember, this was my daily driver, so I had to do it quick with no money. So you just gotta do it. Now this is what happens. This happened with me wagon as well. Just sits around and they oxidise. I think there's certain types of coolant you can use, or coolant additive, that minimises that, but geez, they clog up well. Where's one of the heater pipes? There you go. So that one goes to the gas converter, and she's going to need a bloody good clean out. Okay, so we go a bit further. It's going pretty quick actually. So we've taken all the radiator out, battery tray, harness, disconnected a few bits and pieces there, some wiring, so getting there. And so come and check this out. It's very rare you'll find the battery trays rust out. Actually, that tray is in bloody good nick. It's I mean, she's shagged, but yeah, a lot of them are next to non-existent. So she's a bit rusty in there. Bottom of this radiator support's pretty much shagged. You can buy replacements for those on Rare Spares or Resto Country. So, but anyway, I won't be using that. I've got that other almost schmicko radiator support there, and that lovely patinaed J to Z front to put on. So anyway, keep moving. Okay, so just about to take the front panels off. What you will find, if I can get this to work. On the HZs, actually I think it's X, J and Z, they actually had 3 bolts. So 1, 2, and 3 for the front panels. On the HQs, so on the HQ guards, you've only got 2 bolts. So just to clarify, this is a HZ, but it's got HQ guards because, as the legend has it, or the story has it, that they had, besides having a whole lot of HQ coupe bodies left over through the ranges, hence the HXLE. They had a whole bunch of HQ guards left over. So back in the day, the tradie, or the utes, the hard-working utes, got the I suppose was the shitty front ends. Not like nowadays, where they've got all the Maloo and the friggin' GDS utes and everything. But yeah, so that's why you'll see the HQ guards and the tradesman's front, as they called it, which is just the HQ guards. And obviously with the change in rules of lights, they put a Bedford, that big horrible looking Bedford bull bar on the front. I got rid of that years ago and put a HQ bar on. But the HQ had the lights in the bumper bar, but you needed to be able to see the lights from the side. So if you were indicating, you could somebody could see you were pulling out and which way you were indicating. Whereas you couldn't with the HQ bumper bar. Bit more of an update. Here we go. Front guard's off. I cannot tell you how bloody happy I am at this point. This is the first time I've actually worked on one of the old girls in a shed. It's for years I had a shed, but it was just full of crap, and it was a small shed. And I pretty much just worked out in the driveway. But this is fantastic. So, and I've been, obviously, as I've mentioned probably many times before, been wanting to get to this for at least 10 years. She's got a bit of, gonna need a little bit of loving in some spots. But not too bad. Yeah, I'm just wondering, I had a car once, could have been this one, that cracked there, so I'm just double checking that. Bit of rust there too. Bit of a bugger, but anyway. Well, that's what happens when you get all shit stuck in the in it. Yeah, keep cracking, but it's so the reason I took the guards off, obviously they call it the front clip, the guards and the front panel can come off, but I don't need them to be together. I've done that before, and it's bloody fantastic. You can just pretty much undo, bolt there, 2 bolts there, couple bolts there, these things, and the radiator, and the whole bloody thing comes out. It's really, really good, really fast. But I need I'll probably be reusing the inner guards. I won't be reusing the HQ guards. I won't be reusing the front. They'll all be spares. Actually, let's go That thing's got an LS front on it, so I wouldn't mind putting a single headlight front on it. Future project. So yeah, I'll just take it, and plus I've got nowhere to store it really, as don't know where I'm going to put all this stuff. But yeah, I've got to. Yeah, I couldn't store a front clip anywhere anyway, so I broke it down into the individual bits. There's a few bolts there, especially up. Obviously, as you undo these, like this one obviously has been a bit of an accident there. They've bent that. I think this one was hiding, and you got these two in there. You've got to get to a couple under the inner guard that need undoing, sort of hiding away, but. Just take it slowly. Don't wrench it apart. It will just fall apart once you get all the bolts out. With some reasonable force, but ignore the hammer. Yeah, getting there. So I've just done this side, and it reminded me of all the little pitfalls of getting the arms off, the wishbones, the A-arms, whatever you want to call them. So I'll take you through the other side. So this, haven't started this side yet, but what you've got to do on here, we've got the chassis strengthening bars. You can't get that bottom arm off before, because as you can see, it's up. Just there. Once you undo the bolts, it sits on there, so you can't get it out. That's pretty much it. You obviously younger me tighten them up pretty bloody well, because I struggled to get them off. But once you loosen those and you get those chassis strengthener bars, those bars I think were on later in the HQ to HZ series. Later in the series, just for the 308s, I think, maybe even just the tradie vehicles, but I don't know, maybe they had a problem with them bending the chassis. So anyway, I've forgotten where I got mine. Possibly it was on, but even then, I think they were on it when I got it, and it was the 6 when I got it. So maybe it was just a one-tonner or a tradesman vehicle thing. So you got to undo the they call them link pins, or the sway bar bushes. This thing just off the bottom there. Take out. You need to clamp something on there to undo that, otherwise the whole thing spins. And there's 2 bolts just underneath there, and that shock will drop straight down. You need to give it a bit of persuading. Now, maybe you'll see it as I do it, but one of the things I've done over the years, I know you can get spring compressors. Years and years ago, I'd made the mistake of trying with those ones that clamp on the outside, and they just don't work. Absolutely useless. So you can get them. They drop in through the top. They clamp around the bottom, and then you do it up the top, and then it clamps the spring up, so you can drop all this suspension. But if you loosen this nut off, loosen up the A-arms here, give it a bit of a whack, so you've broken the ball joint seal there. As long as you've got the engine in, and you chuck the jack under here, you can just release that part of the arm down like that, and the spring just drops out. It's not under pressure. Well, it's by the time it comes out, it's not under pressure, and it's very slow, very controlled. You can do the reverse, and I've done the reverse, getting them back in, because they're actually there's very little. There's quite a, when you're trying to put them in, and you're trying to, if you do them up here first and then put them in, you've got quite a sort of a camber, and the spring doesn't sit in the sort of the holder correctly, and it's a right pain in the ass. Made that mistake years ago. So it's easier having all this together here. Put that up, just jack that up and maneuver that, and do up those last bolts. Those bolts last, and yeah, I've done it half a dozen times over the years that way, and never needed a spring compressor. As long as if you haven't got the engine in, you try and jack it up here, and the whole front of the car comes up. So so you need that weight, or you need something pushing down on that, on the front of the car to keep it from heading up. So yeah, works well. Anyway, getting there. Not sure I'll get the engine out today, but definitely making a move. This is literally I'm about halfway through. So I'm literally about halfway through the second day of stripping this down. So if I pull a decent day, or over the next couple of days, you'd probably strip the whole car down in a couple of days. If you put some decent hours in. So yeah, getting there. Pretty excited actually. Very, very, very excited, because it's I've been wanting to do this for years and years and years. Although pulling apart's one thing, putting it back together is another. I do have got some trays for the bolts. I thought, nah, I'll be right, I'll know where they go. And then I started forgetting where they went. So, just keeping them, I'll be replacing most of them anyway. So, but at least I'll know, what type of bolts go where. Yeah, generally I'm all right with knowing which ones go in. I've been working on these things for quite a few years. But things like the dash, I've never pulled a dash apart before, and there's a bunch of screws and bolts and everything up under there. So Okay guys, the next day, it is time. She's coming out. She's got all the extras off her, accessories, and it's time to pull it out. So I'll strap her up, undo her from the gearbox cross member. I'll get the box on a dolly, and I'll get the engine on a stand. Looking forward to it. It's all happening. It's all happening. Okay, so she's out. Not without its dramas. Turns out it hadn't leaked all of the fluid on the floor. I think it has now. And I think I was just looking at a stop for the back of that thing as well. Anyway, didn't get one in time. So the chicken sawdust has mopped it up. That should be fine. Some shed battle scars, eh? So there she is. Now with any luck, that little dolly will take the gearbox and we'll get the engine on a stand. Whew! It's happening. It's happening. Excited. So, there you have it. She's out on a dodgy engine stand. She's got quite a lean to it. That's what you get for eBay buys. Engineered to the edge of uselessness. And Turbo 400's out. So, and of course, wasn't empty of water either. So thankfully I had some sawdust. So all right, well that's it. I'm just gonna keep stripping the bits off the car, try and sort out this shed because it's just turned into a bit of a disaster, which I'm not happy about, but don't really know where to put everything. So anyway, I'll keep moving. Hey guys, so I'm calling it there. I've literally pulled everything out except for the that, because I need. I think I'm going to have to get the missus to unscrew it from the top while I'm underneath, because it's they're not captive nuts. I chopped the I think I chopped the hole in that. Probably would have, because it wasn't a on the floor car. So I'm just wondering, I'm not sure whether if you get one that's fall on the floor or a Trimatic or something auto, it's they actually have captive nuts. So who knows how I did it last time? But anyway, I've got to do that, and back window out as well. So everything's done. I can now start trying to get the cab off, but that's not going to happen today. With the windscreen, a couple ways of doing it to stop smashing, breaking the windscreen. So you can see there, it came out in one piece. I don't know whether they still do, but they used to run there's like a wire in the bead, and then they just connect it up to a little power supply. That wire would heat up and it'd melt the rubber that the wire was in, and then it'd settle in. This seemed to have a bit of everything. I couldn't find the wire, so if you can find the ends, they usually like twist them together and put them in in the stuff down here somewhere. I couldn't find them, so I just started. Grabbed a bit of wire. This is a bit of picture hanging wire. Not the strongest braided wire in the world, but it has a bit of texture to it, or a bit of abrasiveness. So I was able to do a big chunk of it. It kept on snapping, which I was surprised about. But I was able to get enough of it done that I could wrench it up with the bar very carefully, and that stuff's quite soft. As long as you're careful and slow, you'll just hear it start breaking. I was trying to chop it where I could with the Stanley knife, but the whole thing came out in one piece. Didn't break anything, so pretty happy with that. We'll have a look at the rust. There's no real major holes. I mean, this looks like it might be some dramas, but up around here, it looked like there might have been some bog or something in there, but I don't know whether that's like a factory thing or whether somebody else has done it. Right the way along there, there's no holes that go. There we go. There's no holes that go right through. Hang on. I think there's one hole here, but that's not too bad. Worse than some, and not as bad as others. So a little bit worried about the rust that I can see up under here now, but we'll see what happens when we strip it down. So there we go. That might be it for a little while. I don't know. We'll see how enthused I can get to. I'm getting pretty excited, but we'll see how any time I can get in. But it's exciting times. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I've pretty much stripped everything now. I've got to get rid of all the lines and get the cab off the chassis, and then start trying to organise getting them all sandblasted and painted. With any luck, early next year should be on a roll. But thanks heaps for watching. For those that are, I know my channel's not very big at the moment, but the subscribers I do have, thank you very much. It's appreciated. Please hit the like button if you like it. I've tried, I think in this video, I've pretty much stripped the whole thing. It'll be a bit of a long video, but at least I get everything stripped down in one video. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and again hit that like button, and click on the next video or the previous video and check that one out as well. But Merry Christmas all from Damo Santa, and if we don't see you before, we'll see you in 2021. Can't be as bad as 2020, can it? Thanks, guys. As always, love your work. Get in the shed.